Next up, timer type 5, which is the classic, the modern classic sync buzzer as invented by Tao. This is the one that basically everyone keeps asking Gwem how to do. When I was with Gwem at Summer Hack, at least 3 people asked him how to do it, myself included, actually. I just wanted to check that I was doing it right. This is a really interesting one, and there's loads of sound possibilities, but it's easy to get lost, and you need to sort of find the right confines and the parameters to get a nice sound. But the best thing to do is to just explore. So let's just show you what that looks like. So just very, very quickly, standard kind of affair, timer step, timer type 5. Volume is inconsequential because when you're using the buzzer, it doesn't pay any attention to the volume of the square. And in fact, what we'll do is we'll mute the square just because it gets in the way sometimes of the sync buzzer. And then for the sync buzzer as well, we need to engage the buzzer step here. And that might not be immediately obvious because it's a timer effect, but yeah, you do need to turn the buzzer on there. Okay. Now it's not going to use this buzzer value here. It's actually going to use buzzer value set in this 4-stage, in the first 4 columns of this timer waveform, timer editor here. So let's just start and see where we go. Okay. So the first trick of sync buzzer is basically you want your buzzer period to not really be related to the period of the timer, to the pitch of the timer that you're playing, the note that you're playing. So the more that they're unrelated, the more you're going to have these sort of complex waveforms that differ from essentially a square or a triangle wave. So a good way to achieve that is with good old fixed frequency. So essentially what we're saying here is we're going to lock the buzzer to a certain frequency. Okay, now that buzzer is going to keep getting re-triggered on a timer, which is what creates these complex waveforms. And the timer will be dictated by the note that you play on the keyboard. Okay, but to really start getting interesting tones, that's your first sort of step forward. Okay, so that's interesting. So if we drop the octave down, because a lot of this stuff works best. So I mean that is essentially a sync buzzer, but that's obviously not saying much. It's not very exciting. So actually what you really want to do is modulate. So what we'll do is we'll apply some frequency modulation to the buzzer. So as you know, we'll go into here, freak mod, and we'll turn the loop on and we'll see what happens. Okay. Oh, not that one. No. So it's already getting quite interesting. You know, and obviously you've got all the stuff at your disposal in terms of the modulation. Let's get that loop sort of over here. Okay, so to sort of go over that again quickly, the trick of getting something interesting with sync buzzer is basically, if you're after something quite tuned and playable, is lock off the buzzer frequency to something, and actually, you know, you can, if I just delete all this. Another really shit sequence, but it doesn't matter because I just want to show you that basically it's nicer to dial in these kind of sounds when you've got a pattern going around. So the first thing you can obviously think about changing is actually the buzzer type, and you can basically experiment with this. And you can actually, like, for example, put some analog in there on the buzzer as well, which will give it more motion. Didn't seem to make a lot of difference there. But yeah, trial and error. And obviously all this stuff can be modulated using patterns, as we talked about before. Yeah, I mean, half the time you're getting nothing, but every now and then you'll stumble upon something really, really nice. Yeah. So basically that's the sync buzzer. So yeah, loads of cool stuff there. I mean, again, if you're using it for a lead, don't forget the pad function, which on a real ST will turn that volume down. As well, I find that you can, if you set nice extents of your modulation waveform, you can then just use depth tracker code to kind of real time change characteristics of it, like resonance and stuff like that. So there's loads and loads of really cool stuff to be had there with the sync buzzer, and that was a pretty lackluster demonstration, but I hope you get the idea, and I'll do another video on sync buzzer and in general. So okay, that's that one.